You know that feeling? I feel like we all do.
Yeah.
It's usually a Sunday afternoon, maybe a holiday. You walk through the front door of the house you grew up in,
Hmm.
and there's a specific sound, right? Maybe the click of a fork on a plate or just, the TV murmuring in the other room. But underneath all that noise,
Hmm.
underneath the how are yous, there is this texture to the air, a silence that isn't empty at all. It's humming.
Mm-hmm. It's dense. Like the air is a high-pressure system. The feeling right before a thunderstorm that just refuses to break.
That is exactly it. It's so dense. And the second I step into it, something, I don't know, chemical happens. And the rest of my life, I'm a competent adult. I pay my mortgage. I can lead a meeting.
Yeah.
But I cross that threshold and I shrink. I feel physically smaller. And it feels dangerous to speak. Like if I actually said my real unedited truth,
Yeah.
it would snap the last thread holding me to them.
And you feel less.
Yes.
Less.
I want to stay with that word for a moment, less, because that isn't just a vague feeling, that's a physiological state. It feels like my joy is too loud for the room.
Yeah.
Or my pain is just too inconvenient. I'll share something I'm excited about, I get a shrug. Or a pivot to the weather. Or I'm hurting, but I know I can't show it because it'll just be seen as dramatic.
Huh?
So I cap it. I put a lid on myself.
Let's slow this right down. Because we usually skip past this moment to get to the story, right? The he said, she said. But I want to know what the organism is doing.
The organism.
Your body. Before your mind even starts narrating the story, before you think, they don't care what is happening in your body. The body doesn't know how to lie. It doesn't perform social niceties.
It's immediate. It's a tightening. Right here, in my shoulders, going up into my neck.
Shoulders rising up toward the ears.
Yeah. And my breath. It just stops moving. It gets so shallow.
Okay.
Just upper chest. I feel like I'm bracing.
Bracing.
Like I'm about to be hit.
Physically. That bracing is so profound. That isn't just stress. That's a somatic echo. Your body is an archive. It's preparing for impact because it knows historically that this environment implies a threat to your authentic self. You tighten to minimize your surface area. You are physically trying to take up less space.
To survive.
And this is the part that makes me feel completely insane. I go back over and over again. Despite the bracing, despite knowing exactly how the movie ends, there's this quiet little voice, this hope that says, maybe this time they'll see me.
Oh.
Why do I do that? It feels so stupid.
It is not stupidity. I want to be very gentle but very firm here. That hope is heartbreakingly human. It's the echo of the child you were. That child believed on a biological level that love meant being seen exactly as you are. A child needs to be seen to know they exist.
So the hope is a survival mechanism. Originally, yes. But now, as an adult, it's a collision. You're bringing your open, hopeful heart to people who are likely carrying their own frozen grief, their own survival strategies. And when your hope meets their wall, the result isn't just disappointment, it's exhaustion.
That's the word. It's a bone-weary exhaustion. I leave those dinners feeling like I've run a marathon through mud.
Because you are trying to figure water from a stone, and you're exhausted from the physical and emotional effort of squeezing.
So to deal with the stone, I adapt. I guess that's what I've done my whole life. I soften my edges. I hide the parts of me that are too much. I try to become the version of myself that's easiest to love.
You disappear to belong.
Disappear to belong. Wow. That lands heavy.
And this is the core tragedy of this whole dynamic. The deepest pain isn't actually that they don't see you. That hurts, of course. But the real wound is that you have started to disappear from yourself to keep them comfortable. You have abandoned you.
Abandoned myself.
Yeah.
It feels more like I'm just filtering, being polite, keeping the peace.
Is it keeping the peace? Or is it what we call the internalized gaze?
Okay, unpack that for me.
The internalized gaze is when you swallow their judgment whole and you install it in your own head. You become your own monitor.
Oh. Okay, yes, I do that. I'll feel sad about something, and immediately I think, don't be dramatic. They'd say you're overreacting.
Exactly.
Or if I have a need, I hear their voice saying, you're being selfish.
You're policing your own inner world before you even let yourself feel. You've built a wall inside yourself that mirrors the wall they put up. You are doing their work for them.
And it feels like I'm just in this waiting room, waiting for an apology or an epiphany, waiting for them to wake up and see me.
But let's challenge that idea of waiting. Is it just waiting? Or is it active suffering?
What's the difference? Waiting feels passive.
Passive waiting is sitting at a bus stop. What you're describing is a kind of loyalty that's masquerading as love. You are actively holding your breath, actively keeping yourself small. There's a magical belief that if you suffer enough, if you're good enough, you'll earn the connection you crave.
So the suffering is like a bargaining chip. Look how much I heard for you, now love me.
In a way, yes. It's a covert contract. You're paying in pain, expecting a return in love. But here's the radical possibility. What if freedom doesn't come from them changing? What if it begins the moment you stop outsourcing your worth to people who never learned how to manufacture it?
That sounds incredible. And also terrifying. Because if I stop outsourcing it, I have to hold it myself. And I don't know if I have the muscles for that.
And that is the work. Blame keeps you tied to them. Turning inward, that is the path to freedom.
Okay, so let's get into the how. Why is this so hard to stop? I know better. I'm a smart person. Why do I get stuck in this loop?
In Gestalt theory, we look at something called the cycle of experience. A healthy cycle flows like a wave. You feel a sensation, you become aware, you mobilize energy, you act, you make contact with the need, and then you withdraw and rest.
Sensation, awareness, action, satisfaction, rest. Sounds nice.
It is. It's how we regulate. But in these family dynamics, we interrupt that flow. We build walls. We stop the wave before it crashes because we learn the crash is dangerous.
Okay, so give me an example. What's an interruption look like at the dinner table?
One of the most common ones for smart people, people like you, people listening who love to analyze, is intellectualizing.
I feel seen and attacked.
It's a very effective shield. It looks like this. You feel hurt by a comment, but instead of feeling the hurt, you jump straight into your head. You say, well, they did the best they could. They had a hard childhood.
I say that all the time. It's not personal, it's their trauma. I thought that was empathy. You're telling me that's a block.
It can be empathy, but often in the moment, it's a trap. It's a way to skip the anger, to skip the sadness. You jump straight to understanding so you don't have to feel the devastation of not being loved the way you needed. You bypass contact with your own pain, and you don't get peace from that. You get resignation. You get numb.
That explains why I can analyze their psychology all day and still feel absolutely miserable.
Precisely. You've analyzed the water, but you're still drowning in it. Another one is withdrawal. You stop calling, keep things surface level. You tell yourself, I'm setting boundaries.
Wait, but boundaries are good. We love boundaries.
Boundaries are essential, but there's a nuance. Sometimes withdrawal is just avoidance wearing the mask of self-protection. You build a moat and you strand yourself on an island. If the internal ache is still there, the physical distance hasn't actually healed you, you're just lonely and safe.
Oof. Okay. And what about projection? I hear that one a lot.
Projection is huge. It's when we take a part of ourselves that we can't accept, and we see it in the other person.
Like what?
Well, if you constantly say your parents are cold, a Gestalt therapist might ask you to look at your own frozen grief. If you call them controlling, I'd ask, where have you given away your own power?
It's annoying. So when I say they don't care about me, maybe I need to ask if I'm caring for myself.
Or if you've dared to speak your need directly, without blame. We often project the rejection so we don't have to risk the real encounter.
This brings it all back to the body for me. When I think about these blocks, I feel it. The jaw clenching. It's like I'm literally biting back my words.
The jaw is the gatekeeper. We call that retroflexion. You have an impulse to speak, to bite, to shout, but you turn it inward against yourself. You clench. The knot in your stomach, that swallowed emotion, stuff you couldn't digest, so it just sits there.
So how do we pivot? If I'm sitting there, jaw clenched, stomach in knots, what do I actually do? How do I break the cycle without blowing up the whole dinner?
We move from thinking to sensing. This is about dealing with what is rather than what if. Let's try a thought experiment right now. You and everyone listening.
I'm ready.
Imagine you are sitting across from that parent, the one who triggers all this.
Okay, I'm picturing them. I'm at the table.
Good. Don't try to fix them. Don't try to change the script. Just look at them and notice what's happening in your body right now.
It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
My chest feels hot, and my throat is tight.
Stay with the heat. Stay with the throat. Usually your brain wants to start narrating, I'm angry because, or I'm sad because. Stop the story. Drop the because. Just inhabit the sensation. Say to yourself, there is a burning in my throat.
It's intense. It makes me want to look away.
Don't look away. Breathe into it. When you inhabit the pain instead of narrating it, you move from being a victim to being a witness. You're reclaiming your agency. You're saying, this is my experience. I am feeling this. You aren't waiting for them to notice your pain. You are noticing it.
It feels cleaner. Like instead of this messy story about our history, it's just a fact in my body, in this moment.
Yes, and facing that fact forces you to confront something huge. It requires you to grieve the fantasy.
The fantasy of the family I deserved.
Yes, this is the hardest part. You have to mourn the mother who couldn't hold your tears, the father who couldn't celebrate your uniqueness. You have to look at the reality and say, this is what I got, and it wasn't enough.
That is so incredibly sad. It feels like defeat, like giving up.
It isn't giving up. It is sovereignty. There is a massive difference between surrender and acceptance. Acceptance is looking at reality and saying, I see your limits, and I refuse to let your limits dictate my inner world anymore.
It's taking the power back.
It is. It's redefining responsibility, not as fault, but as this pain is mine to hold. You stop feeding the fantasy and turn toward the reality of now.
And that leads to this idea of unfinished business.
Yeah.
I feel like I have so much of that with them. Apologies I never got. I want that closure.
And the hard truth, the one that sets you free, is that closure is an inside job. You do not need their apology to complete the cycle.
Say more about that. Because I really, really feel like I need that apology to move on.
That's the child in you waiting for the parent to fix it. But the adult in you can complete the cycle through a process of reparenting.
We hear that term a lot. What does it actually look like in practice?
It's visualizing yourself sitting with that younger version of you, the one at the dinner table who feels less, the one who is bracing, and you offer that child the presence that was missing. You don't say, oh, mom didn't mean it. You say, I see you. You are hurt. You don't have to carry this alone. I am here now. I will protect you. You become the parent you needed.
It's strange. When I imagine doing that, talking to the little me, instead of yelling at my parents in my head, I feel lighter.
Because the energy is returning to you. Think of how much energy you spend begging, arguing, hoping. It's a massive drain. When you stop that fight, the energy comes back to you as clarity, as choice.
And paradoxically, when I stop fighting them, when I stop demanding they be different, I feel like I might actually be able to sit with them.
That is the paradox of connection. Change happens when you become what you are, not when you try to become what you are not.
Yeah.
When you stop fighting reality, the new, quieter connection becomes possible. It's not the dream. It's not the Gilmore Girls relationship.
Right. No rapid-fire banter and unconditional support. No TV magic.
No, but it is a shared humanity. You meet them as they are, flawed, conditioned, limited people.
It takes the pressure off. I don't need them to understand me to survive anymore.
Exactly. And when you don't need them to validate you, their invalidation doesn't crush you. It just is. You might feel sadness, sure, but it flows through you like rain. It doesn't hook you.
Like rain. I like that. It washes over, but I'm still standing.
And notice what happens to your inner critic. When you stop trying to twist yourself into a pretzel to be acceptable, that voice inside that says you're too much starts to quiet down. You stop being split.
You become whole. You realize you already were.
You already were, even if they never saw it. Your wholeness does not depend on their vision.
That's the piece I need to hold on to. That I am already whole, even in that humming silence.
Yes. The silence doesn't define you. You define you.
This has been heavy, but a good kind of heavy, like lifting weights.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm just thinking about that rain metaphor, letting the grief flow through without drowning.
It's a practice. It's not a one-time decision. You'll have to choose it again next Sunday, next Christmas. It's a practice of expansion. Any final thoughts for us to chew on?
I have a question I want to leave with you, a provocative inquiry to carry forward. If you can get to this place where you accept your family as they are, limitations and all, ask yourself this: who else in my life have I been refusing to see clearly?
Wow.
And deeper still, what parts of myself am I still exiling in the name of being acceptable? Because acceptance creates space, and when you stop shrinking, your presence becomes an invitation to life as it is.
What parts of myself am I still exiling? I'm going to be thinking about that for a long time. Thank you for walking through this with me.
It was an honor to walk it with you.
And thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves, the little version and the big version. We'll see you on the next deep dive.